1895 Nagant revolver. This particular Nagant revolver was manufactured at Tula Arsenal in 1943. That's the Tula Arsenal star with hammer right there. And you can see it has a secondary date stamped on it of 1951, an MO date. Now, nobody really knows for sure what the MO was, at least not with documentation. And apparently the Russians aren't inclined to let us know if they know. Everybody has a theory about what it means. Some people think it was something like the KGB or plant guards or border guards. Who knows? Everybody's got a different idea. But it was the Stalin era. Probably was something dark and sinister and nasty. But the Nagant revolver is an interesting historical curiosity. And you see them come for sale in batches. And right now a batch is selling around the country. You know, various military surplus sellers have them. They're not that expensive. They're like $100 or something like that. They're a 7-shot model. They use a gas seal design that takes a cartridge like this. You can see the bullet is entirely contained within the cartridge case. Has an odd looking neck on it there. What this is for is when you cock this, the cylinder slides forward and forces this part of the cartridge into the barrel, into the forcing cone of the barrel. Effectively, when this fires, it seals the weapon, and there's no gas leakage from the gap, as there is in most revolvers. Didn't really catch on, and the Russians used it. They used it in Belgium, a few other places. I think Sweden had a version, but you know, other designs took hold. It's not a swing-out cylinder design. It has a loading gate right here on the side. That's this piece right here. To load it, you simply drop that down like that, and one by one, you fill the cylinders. Then you close it when you have all 7 in there. You would cock it. Now watch what happens when I cock it. They're not the easiest things to cock. You see that cylinder move forward? That would be your gas seal happening. Let's try it again. I'll try to get closer with the camera so you can have a better look at what happens. I'm cocking it, and the cylinder moves forward. That pushes the cone of the shell into the forcing cone there, and seals it up. It's DA and single action. However, these are very difficult to shoot DA. It's a very tight pull because you got a lot of stuff going on in there when you're doing that. You really got to work at it. But single action, it's much easier. You know, it's not that hard to do. Has an odd looking long firing pin on there. This was typical standard issue to the Russian army, various Russian police forces, the NKVD, anybody during the war and before it, from 1895 to 1945, and probably, well, obviously into the 1950s as well. They're pretty handy. They fit the hand fairly well, but they're slightly anemic. A 38 Special's got more punch than this. Probably a 32 Smith & Wesson has more punch than this. Actually, they do. You see they come with the standard holster and the cleaning rod that comes with it. The lanyard that would attach to the officer's belt so he wouldn't lose his pistol. Ammunition is available surplus. This is Italian ammunition I'm using here, and it's expensive. Damn near almost $1 a round. But ammunition is available from Russia and some other places that's cheaper. I mean, they're fairly interesting. Everybody who has a Mosin collection should probably have one, just for display purposes. You never shoot it. Like, I have this, but I never really shoot it. You know, it's mostly for display. And I happened to luck onto one that was MO. That's a lot harder to find than regular. You know, you can find plenty of ones from Tula, from Ijevsk. Those are the 2 arsenals that made them in Russia. But MOs are somewhat more difficult to find. And at least this one, they left the banner import mark off the side that the Soviet markings were on. This one was imported by Century Arms back in the 90s. And you can see they have the old stamp right there. Not quite as nasty as the one they're using today. It's a bit more neater applied. Various other markings on it here and there. This one has the wooden grip. Some are plastic, I assume. I never saw one of those, but I guess they are. Taking it apart's not that difficult either. It's easy to clean, maintain. The sights are, well, rudimentary, but they do work. See if I can get a picture of that. There you go. Get an idea what the sights are like. Not the easiest things on my eyes, but then again, this is not a Ruger Blackhawk or a GP100 or something with decent sights, or a Smith & Wesson. It is the 1895 Nagant. The only reason why these things were continued in service as long as they were is they simply had no options during the war. They needed weapons, and they had the tooling for this, so they continued to make it. And that should cover it, at least for the 1895 Nagant. If you have an opportunity to grab one, by all means do. They won't last forever. At least not at $100 or $110 or whatever they're selling for now.